Welcome to Journey JavaFX, Season 2, Episode number 23. In this episode, we are going to working on, populating the subfolders, subfolder items into the list view, the one on the right hand of our UI. And the idea is more like, looping through whatever the subfolders or files inside of a folder and populate all those, file names into our list view. Let's get started. Before we're doing that, we need to put some dummy data inside of our folder structure. It's more like this. If you remember, I create all those dummy data from Apple all the way to Karen. I already have this kind of folder name created. So now I'm going to create the actual subfolders based on the names. To do that is quite simple. I already have the command line ready to go. So for now, I'm gonna do it. Create a new class under my package. Call it prepare folder. It's just a one-time thing. After we create all the stuff, this class can be dropped. Yeah, let me fix in the red. Import all those classes. Import class and this secret method. Why this one have two of it? That's pretty weird. Okay, now should be good. Yeah, let's do it again. I already tried it, but just for now, let's create it. I'm going to copy this method name and dump it into our testing button. Okay, so my .prepare folder .prepare dummy folder. Yeah, let's run it. So we are expecting to see all those subfolders. It should work. I tested right before this recording. So yeah, inside of each subfolder, I have a dummy file, and the content of dummy file is same stuff as our title. So it's just for testing purpose. Okay, so we have that ready. I'm gonna remove this line. We no longer need it. Stop the application. So for now, just take a quick moment to think about what we are doing. So we want to populate the subfolders and whatever the files inside of it. So the first we need to figure out where this folder is, right? So I'm going to create a variable and say root, and the root will be story is our very root, and inside of it I'm gonna apply in a dummy one for now. It's kind of let's assuming we are working on this subfolder, then place it in, and then we can loop through all the stuff inside of this subfolder. To do that, we can say files again and walk. This one asking for a path. Okay, let's say path get root, right? So this one is gonna loop through the whole thing. What it returns a path. Okay, so what I'm going to do is list and I call it passes. Okay, and then this path is gonna equal to this, right? Why is it red? A path. Oh, stream. All right, then how about we say to list? Yeah, solve the problem. And now let's just path is dot for each. We're gonna say p path and s out it, print it out and say path is dot to string. All right, just to make sure we are in the correct direction. So test. Okay, interesting, it returned the subfolder itself. Okay, let's go. How about we create multiple files? One file is boring. Let's do it again. Okay. All right. So what we need is more like the file name, but we don't really want this part, right? So what we're gonna do is testing the length, right, for each. Okay, and also let's link up our UI to this variable. ListView folders, ListView folders. All right, we have it. Just to say ListView folders dot set items. So what kind of observable list, right? Oh, okay. Either way, we need to create a kind of, string list. String list, let's call it a list. Equals to new, whatever it is. And then we're gonna loop through this path. So path is dot for each. Okay. For this one, I think we need to create a slightly complicated one. Let's do a test. If the path is dot toString dot length to absolute path now toString dot length equal to root dot length, then not equal to, right? Because if it's equal to, we don't really want it. And then say list dot add, what are we gonna say? Path is dot toString, and this gonna, okay, let's do it for now. Just too long is very hard to think about it. And say fx collections, I believe, dot ObservableList. We're gonna pass in this one. Okay, just populate it and see how it goes, making sure it's working in the way we want. Test. All right, so yeah, I think it's okay. If it's but interesting, why it's still there? Oh, because we printed out there. Okay, so now I'm gonna copy paste this part into this, just to make sure we are printing out the exactly stuff we're gonna receive in the list. Sometimes a empty item is hard to see on the UI. Okay, so the text, yeah, this part I think is right. So now we're gonna make it a little shorter, right? We don't want to see all those root stuff. So what I'm going to do is this: toString dot substring root dot length. Yeah, let's try it. So this part is no longer needed. This part is no longer needed. Let's do a test again. So now we are substring it. We are only taking the later portion, right? Oh no, here. Yeah. Now we get it. I think now we are good. And also just one more check. Let's print out p list dot size. Just make sure it has to be 3. If it's 4, it means the empty one is still there, right? Just make sure it's the thing we want. Test it. 3. Perfect. All right, it's working. So now we're gonna remove this debug stuff. Walk this part. Yep, I think it's good. I'm gonna cut it and then create a manager. Manager. All right, just here. Public void mgr populate ListView folder. Right. For now, we'll give it no variable. So this one gonna decorate the method. So we're gonna replace this part as a string. So subfolder name, and then I'm gonna copy it, replace this part, right? So every time we are based on the subfolder name to populate the list, and then now the problem will be add this method to our click method, right? Because we want to click one of the record, and then it will populate the subfolder content associated or under this subfolder, right? This is the final goal. So we got looking for the click stuff here, right? So now it's only populating the fields. Based on the fields, we're gonna populate list view. What we're gonna pass in is the we can either use the story object or just the text field folder. I think now should okay. Folder dot get text. Yeah, let's try it. Okay, the cat. Let's try the apple one. Let's try to do a follow and see if this folder name change. Follow it. We're gonna have a 23rd. Okay, that's the apple. Yeah, we still have the files. Cool. All right, it's working as expected. So since we are still having time, you know what? We finished this episode here. So in next episode, we are going to working on, click on this list view item. It will open up the file for us, right? It's more like a folder kind of explorer, right? Yeah, just before we go, let me try one more thing. Create a subfolder inside of it. Imagine I have a lot of images, so I'm gonna, do this. So let me do a refresh. Yeah, the image is showing up. Cool. Okay. Yeah, that's great. Oh, there is one more thing to do this cleanup, right? Inside of our refresh button, right? We need to add one more thing. It's a list view folders dot set items none, right? Because we always want to clean up whatever the stuff we have before, right? Let's try it again. Now should be perfect. Yeah, I'm looking at this, and then when I do the refresh, it should clean up the whole thing. Perfect, only the default value. And when we do it again and clean up, yes. All right, mission accomplished. I'm gonna see you in the next one.